I'm showing the streaming is still streaming.
It's glitching out though. It's going like all fixed.
Whatever.
Sorry about the Discord in the Discord, or in the stream there. At least it didn't crash. The OBS is still kicking up, so we're good.
There we go.
Oh, I was gonna start the stream raiders when we had more people here, so let's go ahead and do that too. Sorry about that, guys. Loyalty box. Get it while it's hot. As you were.
Yeah, like, now that I think about it, maybe we should have held off on that if we were going to do that. Alvarez, kind of just realizing that if they stayed undead, they probably would have been okay.
Hindsight.
Yeah, but hindsight is 2020.
Right. But regardless,
So,
yeah.
well,
Go ahead.
so well, if I were to provide a, I suppose call it quick solution, I would need at least 2 more levels of experience. Otherwise, anything I would offer you of my personal stock, kind of like shows his fangs, would require that I be near you within the hour.
Well, do you know how to drive a cart?
Just blinks for a moment as if processing this request.
Right.
Oh my god.
Got better things to do.
Am I hearing correctly? You would like for me to drive the cart?
Have you ever done it?
Yes.
I think he has.
Time to walk away,
Yes.
doctor.
I also know that he's really proficient in a lot of things, like anything he touches, he's really good at. Probably he's really good at driving horses.
So what I'm hearing is we
From
don't need to play
experience,
Twist
because of
today, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh no!
No, Doctor will still be an NPC.
He'll still be an NPC.
Sounds like I'm going to just leave you guys on the side of the road. It's time for them to find their own way back.
Alright, so basically, above table, just to clarify what NPC Dr. Genome would need to do if he actually needs to come along, is that essentially you would need to bring him along, and within the hour he would be able to cast protection from poison on each of you, which would last for an hour for each of you.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
They say as they inconveniently drag your NPC carcass with them.
It's like,
I don't
wait,
think-
my work!
Exactly, like that's the way the
It'll-
doctor should be feeling right
I-
now. Like you retired from this work.
I
to
left the
get to
oven
it.
on!
Yeah.
But
It's like,
there is
and then you
one-
guys get confused because there's not a kitchen down there.
Oh no!
He escapes.
But there is one benefit. But yeah, Doctor, there's one benefit if you do come along and do this that Albert suggested. That also means if we get the wyverns, you can extract what you want right there.
I mean, it's just poison.
Fine,
What-
very well. Just
Sorry, I was gonna give you a mental monologue to it. Like it's just poison. It's not like it's anything new to you. Just big handy to have.
He just really wants to have those wyvern macchiatos, Star.
My God, you do love to
Get out
speak for him,
fresh.
don't you?
it's a. I mean, like it is a fair thing. It has been previously established that he drinks poisons for fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to save
It
you
has-
from having
that
two
part
characters
has-
out there to voice act.
Oh no, don't worry. You could basically just do the same thing. He stays by the cart, but he applies the spell to each of them. Just like, all right, just tell me when you're finished, and I'll extract them. Why are you staying in the cart? Do you want the horses to die again? No.
Oh God, you know me too well, Mega. You know me too well. I would have been like, that's exactly how I would have said that. They already killed Acorn.
Sorry,
They already
I
killed
didn't mean to
Katie
speak
Tuna.
for you, but I just assumed.
No, that was a good assumption. You did a good job. Alright, Alright! We got our driver and our poison's resistance.
Apparently, you guys didn't want to spend 300 gold for a poison
road.
resist potion. All right, see how it is. Why spend money for a potion
I
when you
don't
can
have
bring it with you?
star.
Right.
The guild has
I don't
money,
have
but
gold.
okay. You're doing a guild mission. You have guild funds, but okay, this is the way we're doing it. We're taking the person who's probably making you all this money out of his shop to be with you for this adventure. All right.
Yes, but our guild clerk is currently under arrest.
Ah, she'll
Very
be
true.
fine. Fizzer's there to be her defense. It'll be fine.
Oh God! Scissors there to be.
DM, why am I
Oh,
rolling?
no.
DM, why am I rolling disadvantages on persuasion checks? You're not proficient. You know how this works. Oh, that's right. Huh? Double ones. You're screwed either way, Shishay.
Turns out Shishay becomes a criminal in the end.
Right.
I mean,
But
what if she already was? Ponzi scheme.
also star just so we know how much to take out of guild funds. How much is a cart?
Good question. I think it was. Well, it depends what kind of cart you're wanting. You
Should we
just
go
want
for
an
the
open-
carriage or should we just go for a cheap ass cart?
I mean, if it's for the guild, the carriage, something nice.
You gotta look pimp when you ride up to your new brothel when it's done, right?
That's right. That's right. This is an investment.
yeah.
Great, now I gotta. Now
The
I'm literally
carriage-
imagining you putting rims on your cart.
You could buy a chariot if you really want to go all out. So
But it only holds 2 people!
I know it's hilarious.
It'd be a stretch chariot.
So
yeah,
the
there you
carriage,
go.
a regular carriage is 100 gold pieces, carries about 600 pounds. A wagon is 35 gold pieces, but only carries 400. So up to you. What do you think you need?
I think we could burn a carriage, burn money for a carriage. Not burn a carriage! That's not what I was
You've
trying
already
to say!
burned one, so I mean, what's another one gonna hurt?
Right.
Then let's use the guild funds to buy a carriage. Let's just do that.
Fair enough.
In red.
A red carriage, perfect.
The paint job's gonna cost you an
That
extra 5
stands
gold.
out. All
Now
right.
all we need is to get a horse that matches that description.
I thought you
Where
saved
can
your
we
horse.
find one?
You saved your horse.
I'm making a joke, sorry, Red
I'm
Roddy.
just trying.
walking
Oh
right
my
right
god!
there.
You well, don't make me brain fart. I'm like, no, you saved your horse. What are you talking about? So your joke wasn't funny to
No,
me.
it's like I gotta name this horse now. Name this horse now. Their
Hello,
name is
now.
Peanut.
You just called him now.
His name is Now.
Either way,
Call him
Um,
Roach.
105
God.
gold pieces for a red carriage.
Nice. Nice. I'm so excited.
Hey, there we go. Wait, did you say 35 gold?
105 gold, or
Okay.
yeah,
I'm just doing the math because
it was 5
putting on the
extra
guild
gold to
note.
get a red.
I know. I'm just making sure. Alright, we got it.
Like, why are you even scared to spend this money, huh?
Because
I mean, do you think we should get it a extra wheel?
Oh, yes. Let's
know-
get it 2 extra wheels on the back. Make it a dually.
we also should carry some food for us and the horse.
Have no fear, I have all of your paperwork on file.
Oh no.
What do
Doctor
you mean by
said
that?
it's like, wait, do you have one for Pratt too? Did you even fill out the paperwork?
I'm really good with writing in my left hand, but not so much my right hand. So it depends on if I was drunk or not. Can't hold me to nothing legally that I signed with my right hand.
I love it.
Did
Ah,
not
I
see
think we got
that
all the
waiver
stuff now.
anywhere, but at any rate.
Alright, guys. Are you ready to go fight some wyverns?
But I suppose
Ready.
we have made all the preparations? No?
Looks at spell list. Hold on, I need to pick my spells.
Yeah, but that doesn't need to be
Has
Alright.
anyone
focused
had
now, does it?
experience with them?
Say again?
Has anyone had experience fighting wyverns before?
Not me. We fought a giant bird.
I remember that.
Well, I'm particularly proficient in the fighting of, how shall I call them, is the most dangerous animal?
Oh, dragon.
Wendigo?
Sure, you can think that.
Wendigos.
Chilikas?
Liches?
You're definitely making progress, guys. Good for you.
This conversation is happening as the cart is moving.
Right, right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was
Yeah, you just made it out the front door of the city. Good job.
any plan against it? Fighting style? I mean, I feel like that if that thing's flying, I'm not the greatest. I got a few ranged weapons.
If you like, I can cast levitate on you and make you go up. Maybe sometimes reach them if they try to come at ya.
Yeah, that'll work. Bring the fight to them.
DM's like, are you sure
Just-
about that?
Just in case too, I'll also prepare more defensive spells. Like pulls out the Psyker book. I could do banishment. Oh, I'll pull out good old Bixby. And
You do
okay,
seem to
and
be very, very attached to the feasting.
I mean, you know, it might be just my opinion, but once you go big, you can't go back.
You know, you can. Yeah, I've checked out 5 minutes ago, guys. It's all right. The story is telling itself at this point.
But, kind of will actually sit closer to Alvarez. Like, are you mind links instead before he's trying to open her mouth? Because she's a very loose bag.
Loose bag.
I thought you were about to
Loose
say she's a very loose
relationship.
woman.
That's what I thought you were going.
That's what. Oh god. But basically, she's gonna mind links like, and then kind of like imagine like she's sitting on a rock and go like, "Are you okay?"
I will be as soon as this is over with. Don't have much particular luck with the orcs, but I guess the bigger problem at hand is the wyverns. Kaz, you're muted.
I realized that. Thank you. Basically, I was just gonna say like, I know you told us about, you know, you told me about the orc thing, but you never really told me details. So, if you like, now that we have private time, aka mind link, that's like, cat's rock in her brain, in your brain. You could tell me about it. It might help you calm down.
How about I show you instead?
Oh no! Oh god, it's awful! Oh my god,
Splat.
there's so much blood.
Splat. Splat.
Yep.
Yeah. So Alvarez, you show me everything.
It's kind of like the opening, portion of Attack on Titan.
No one will understand why this is happening outside of the brain. You just kind of see Kazris just slowly give Alvarez a hug. So everybody else, it just looks random.
And you just kind of feel me collapse a little bit, and I will return the hug.
And then she says openly, well, thank you for sharing. I'll help you out as much as I can.
Yeah, sorry, I died for a second. Well, let's get these flying beasts taken care of.
I'm kind of terrified of mind linking with Pratt because I don't know what might happen. Mind link!
You all of a
Oh,
sudden
God!
remember how you were drawing that naked women at one time? Now it's several naked
Oh,
women.
no.
All
Oh, sorry.
races, all difference. Yeah.
Tries to break the link. Can't.
Wait, come back.
Why am I stuck?
You failed your
Drums
wisdom
like
just
one of
save.
your
turns to-
French girls.
just turns to Pratt. So, I have not, you and I have not talked much since our meeting. What exactly is your deal? I think is the word.
It's a loaded question, Twist. I'm a soldier. I mean, all I know is how to fight, and it seems to be good money in it. I mean, to be honest with you, I never really had a family growing up. I was an orphan. So the first family I had was that of my soldiers, my brothers in arms, and when that happened, I finally realized, how to love somebody and how to be loved. But you know how war is: you lose those that you love and those that you care about, and you try to distance yourself from ever allowing yourself to feel feelings for people again. But honestly, I'm starting to feel pretty comfortable here with you and everyone.
It's kind of like blinks a few times. It's like, okay, that was a lot. Just like
I'm going to smile and look at Twist and be like, Twist, I've learned by now that if I'm not straightforward with you, you're going to find answers. So I just figured I'd not beat around the bush with you.
refreshingly straightforward.
I tried to be.
Well, for what is worth, you might be luckier than most.
Yeah, I agree.
So you never had to find out whether your parents were monsters.
Wow. Yeah, I can see the benefit of that. I often not think of my parents and what they're up to, and those kinds of thoughts always lead to me down a dark, destructive path.
And this dark, destructive path is a brothel.
No, the brothel.
That's
While
back
a
to the
very
actual subject.
lucrative, yeah, a very
This all
lucrative
had to do with
business.
my parents
Yeah,
to
just-
begin with.
Yeah, the brothel will serve many purposes. Hopefully, that of money and most information. I'm hoping that I can find somebody from my past who loves a fancy brothel. I need to resolve some unfinished business with him. He and
Oh, I
I.
didn't realize you were of that sort.
Well, what do you mean?
Here's
Oh, you know,
the DM
just
sabotaging.
when you suggested that you might have finished business with a certain man, I just
Ah,
assumed. I mean, I am not judging you or anything. Just you just did not give that vibe.
no. I like the wine, not the label.
I have
So-
not heard this expression before, but I have a feeling I know what it means.
Fair. It tries to get out of Brad's brain still.
You're all
But
trapped.
mostly, but mostly twist. It's my unfinished business is with a trader. The only thing I would like to finish with him is the blood oath that we have.
Card is still.
And you
disappearing.
worship who again? just like just like a lot of conflicting ideas have been collected into a single person as far as Twist knows.
Yes, very much so. I am an oath.
Last I recall it was Kazia.
Yeah. I'm trying to be better, you know. Trying to step
Go
away
whatever
from
way
that
you
iron
want.
fist rule.
I'm trying to be better. I still need to murder someone, but I'm trying to be better.
I can't
Trying
help
to
that this
do the
person
right
needs to be
thing.
murdered, but it will.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
wind of change will come afterwards. Don't worry.
The wind carries the smell of the blood of your enemies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how his turn everyone works. I mean, undead. No, turn everyone.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized something out of character. How long does it take to get to us to Nethel Hills?
Gee, nobody decided to ask that, huh? Now, I want you to imagine, like, the ideal is that we have never really explored the far northeastern locations of Tynek. So we're going into unexplored territory, which means it could take a day, it could take 2 days. It's just kind of like up in the air at the moment, depending upon what might delay you.
3 months later.
You're still at the front gate.
We're
I don't
trying
know why it stopped there, but
How are they still alive and never
the
left
doctor
the cart?
walked away and came back to the cart moments later just to be like, well, I'm still here in case you... Oh, you know what? I gotta go back to work.
Although I thought we were traveling the whole time. That's why.
No,
Yeah.
you are traveling. That part was a joke. So you are on the... You are on the main road that is currently leading towards Pearl Lance, but it doesn't seem like you need to turn north for quite a while yet. So basically, you're getting the eastern part of the map taken care of before you go due north. I don't know who's driving. Do they even know where they're going?
The
Dr. Genome, roll me a history check to see if you looked at any maps of Tynek.
I just love that we assume the doctor knows all.
Yeah, it
I mean,
turns
he
out
has
he went.
proven it.
Yeah, it turns out he went out the west gate instead of the east gate. You guys have been going to the crossroads instead of towards Pearl Lance this whole
Right.
time.
Yeah, just for everyone's benefit, he's casting enhance ability on himself.
I know which way's up. That way. Points to the sky.
So,
He's right.
21.
Yeah, you do manage to take him out the right gate. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, somebody in the guild might have bought maps at one point, but I don't know who they are on. But either way, I would say they would still be accessible within the guild house, especially with a shop inside it. So the doctor probably was in his hindsight of preparation. Well, not his hindsight, but in his preparations, he brought a map along so that you guys can make your way in the right direction. So yes, doctor, you're able to lead them into the right direction. Lord knows what
And
would
there are
happen if it was someone else.
curious different colored X's all across this map. You don't know what they mean, though.
Hit or miss. I guess you never miss, huh? All right. For the better part of the day, you guys journey as far east as necessary, and then you start making your way. Like, the road leading north is not like a widened road that you're used to. It's kind of like a lot of path of, it's like almost like a gravel road or dirted road that is like smaller, doesn't quite fit. Like, it's like a, how can I put it, like, you definitely have to get off the side of the road to give way to oncoming traffic, if you know what I mean. So the path itself is not as wide as the open road that you were currently on, but you find the trail that leads northward, and at this point you guys get a good 10-15 miles, or maybe, hold on, how far can you travel in a day? That's the thing I gotta kind of like reiterate to myself. I say you get about 5 miles up this road and it starts to get to sunset. You can probably keep going for another 5 to 10, but it will get darker. Whatever you guys want to do. After the break. That's what we'll do.
Are we riding out through the night or taking camp?
I think we should take camp.
And as you all
I mean,
break for camp. Oh, sorry.
no, I was just gonna say, like, I mean, like, we're not in any rush, are we? It's not like the wyverns are like destroying a city or anything like at all. What are those 4 figures?
Don't worry, Shishay. I'll get you out of jail. Besides, it's almost nighttime. You definitely want to know if I want to hear if anybody's going to summon the Bagman. So what we're going to do before you guys break camp, we're going to go ahead and take a break, use the restroom, get a drink, whatever other preps we want to do while on break. And we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. If you guys are joining us for the first time and you're like, hey, D&D, I wish I could play, you can. !Discord to join our Discord. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get options once you link your Discord to Twitch. And you'll be able to join the game with the survey first, and then you'll be able to join the game after that. Alright, we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. So stay tuned. Alright guys, we are fixing to come back here in just a minute. I'll unmute them in just a second. Let me get the media player fixed up. Alright, we are coming back from break. Let me just finish off Discord there. Now we should be able to hear everybody. And welcome back. We are going to kind of expedite things a little bit here, but you know, for now we're kind of like setting up camp. If you guys want to place your tokens here, this will be the same field we use whenever we go into the scene. So go ahead and put your tokens on the map. Especially tokens for the Professor and Twist.
Wrong bit of deer.
Ooh,
You
feels
saw it.
better to have
And-
feathers.
It's like it's easier. I don't need to fly. I'll just walk everywhere. This like bony figure walking around.
Alright, so for the most part, you guys settle in for the first night. I will allow conversations if you want to, otherwise we'll expedite the night because you do have a means of protecting the camp, Lehman's tiny hut. So the question becomes, do you want to spend time with a conversation during any of the watches, or should we just move on?
I would say move on because if
Alright.
we're doing combat, we might as well get that out of the way before, like if Naval sleeps.
Then here's, alright, let's not talk anymore about it, let's just get right into it. As you guys are on the second day and getting closer and closer to the location, getting through the forest and almost to the foothills, I need everybody to go ahead and make a perception check. Not much of a perception needed for this, it seems, as you hear the loud scream of a wyvern coming towards your cart as you get closer and closer to the location. Let's go ahead and start rolling for initiative then.
Awesome.
If we knew we were having closer, we were getting to it, would we have had the foresight for the doctor to do as they had originally planned?
Make a survival.
How about everybody puts a green token on because then we could just keep track of an hour.
Well, we're about to see if we had the insight to do that. Like, do we think we're close? That's the
Alright.
survival check right now.
Alright, give me a second. Hopping through character sheet. Whee!
No, you would not have to. See, the thing is, it's like you were expecting them to be further out. Apparently, they're starting to swoop in closer to the lands that are protected, so to speak. So yeah, it kind of caught you off guard. You weren't fully ready, but at this top of the round, I guess make sure the doctor's in there too, so that if he needs to go
that's
around and
I'm
cast
trying
it
to-
on everybody, yeah.
Trying to get to everything.
No, no problem. Take your time there.
I think
Damn.
That one
Somebody's-
posted.
Someone's going first.
Yeah,
Still
it's
Brad.
And Doctor.
Twist.
Poor wyvern. Feels more like we surprised it.
Unfortunately, it looks like that 21 did not go over. Let me add the doctor to the turn order and we'll just fix it.
Oh, did it not post correctly?
It didn't post at all, and I don't even think it let me put the doctor on the turn order
It's like-
either. What happened?
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's my problem. Okay, your problem. I don't know what, but I'll fix it. I'll fix it, I guess. Add turn. That should do it, right? Alright, then we'll fix this number. And snap. There we go. The hell is this shit? Okay, they did roll. Okay. Alright, top of the round, and you hear this loud cry. Let me see about how high this thing is. Like, it is flying in. It's probably about 25 feet up in the air at the moment where it stands.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is your turn. Sorry.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
you beat out.
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry
I'm
about
going to
that.
run forward about 15 feet, and then 15. And you said 25 feet up, so 15.
Yeah.
Now I got to go a little bit closer, and now I'm going to throw my javelin.
Alright, go for it.
Ah, 13. I should have an extra attack, so I'm going to once again throw my javelin. Come on, there we go.
You know what? Both
21
of
to
those
hit.
actually hit.
Yes, yes.
So go ahead, roll damage.
Coming in strong, buddy.
Mhm.
Okay, 14 damage.
14 points of damage as both javelins jab into either the tail or the leg of this creature. Lets out a shriek and kind of like takes notice of you. Anything else?
No, that'll do it for me.
Alright, Doctor, you're up.
Alright, just now I need to make sure if this is a forgot to check what the range of it is. Probably would have been a good idea.
It's probably touch, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
but-
cool. So
Is it?
yep. So that'll be yeah, it's a touch spell. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So the Dr. Genome just, sees a prime target and just like, you're going to need this one first, as he opens his fangs and bites into your neck.
Oh snap!
Just
As he
That's
gives
terrifying.
as you feel a liquid start pushing into your body, it's like you feel as though your defenses have been fortified, as you have received a protection from poison spell.
Awesome.
so I
You
guess
have
it was-
advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and you have resistance to poison damage.
There we go.
Loved it. Thank you, Doctor.
Alright, anything else for the doctor or moving on?
That's all for him.
Alright, Albers.
All right. Well, I am going to move behind the cart. And I'm going to use a bonus action to still.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're gone.
All right. And I will end my turn.
You'll end your turn?
Yeah.
Don't want to take an attack?
Just-
I mean, you got that stealth. You'll get a sneak attack. I'm just trying to understand
Yes,
logic
but-
here.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'll move on. Hold action or anything?
You know what? I'll take a bow shot.
Alright, go for it.
22.
That hits. 28, you mean. And you get sneak attack.
And I didn't roll sneak attack. Sorry,
Good old
this was gonna be
Starwind is
for the-
running a rogue on Wednesdays, so...
Okay, it's 6. I just rolled the sneak attack.
no,
again,
it's
sorry.
34. You already rolled the damage for the bow. So I'll just take the sneak attack from that one. 34 points of damage as you wound this creature. Kind of like flies in a circle for a moment and then fixates itself once more, trying to figure out who did the most damage to it. You seem to have spiked in the enmity. And does that in your turn?
That does.
As you hear this one wailing out, you hear a second wyvern just screech from out of eye shot as it kind of like zooms in, and it'll make its way into the fray as well. Let's see here. Let's put a horse out just because.
Oh,
Like, we do have one horse, right? There we go. But we will go after the good old dirty wizard as we make a... We will use a claw and a stinger.
I am totally going to shield the claw.
Shing. But what does that put you at? Okay.
I can't block the stinger.
So the stinger gets in and pierces the gut, and then you feel a pulse of poison pump through you. Make a
Here's
constitution.
the beautiful thing that I do want to mention, though. Here's the beautiful thing I do want to mention. My arcane word's up, so how much do I dodge damage-wise? That I just gotta do some quick math.
You got to do a con
Oh,
save.
yeah,
first,
well,
'cause
hold on.
the
You have to.
damage
You
is
still
not-
have to make the save.
I know.
Yeah,
I will. I
The
will.
damage
I'm
is
just
still
popping
dependent
things up.
on your con save. Alright, so you only take 16, 28.
28 if
16
you
of
round
poison.
down. 29 if you round up.
28.
That is
I ran
exactly
down.
what destroys my ward.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
Ah! I don't have a ward!
And then from behind, there's another loud screech. As this wyvern joins the fray.
I'm starting to think we should have role played more, guys.
What? You guys said you had this. This is against Alvarez, by the way. 10, I suggest might miss. 23, though.
23. I don't know why my AC isn't in there anymore.
It is
It
an
hits.
18. Yep. So make a con save to see how much this actually does. Alright, you take 26 points of damage. 18 of it is poison.
Can I cunning action that?
You,
Oh,
what you
not
mean,
cunning action.
uncanny
Uncanny
dodge?
Yeah, he can.
You sure can, yeah.
He can uncanny dodge,
So that would be 13. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely, uncanny dodge. It's an attack you see, and you're able to dodge. Alright, twist.
All right, since the priority has been established, Twist is going to reach into his sleeves and pull out 10 playing cards as he
Alright.
as he releases them into the air,
Yeah, go ahead and pull
and
your cards out.
we're treating this as groups of 5.
Alright.
And as a bonus action, he's going to command them to attack the wyvern attacking Khazadrus.
Alright.
Right then, so just for simplicity,
Those are plus what to it?
I'm double checking that now. Oh wait, duh, I have. Duh, that's the whole reason why we made the cards to begin with.
uh,
I mean, plus they should have had advantage anyway, but it's whatever.
the cards don't get advantage, do they?
They count as creatures.
Do they really? Interesting.
Funny
All right.
enough.
Looks like 3 of those attacks will obviously miss. That 10 is in question, though.
Wait, why did
The 8s will miss too, depending upon how much
to
bonus
the-
they got.
For whatever reason, the token didn't want to automatically open up the character sheet, so I'm going in it myself. There we go.
Busy. 4 o'clock. It's not 4 o'clock yet. All right. Sorry about that.
The attack. Okay, so the attack is a +8 to hit.
So 5 and up will hit.
All right, so
Only...
all of them except 2 will hit.
Yep. So these cards go trying to blizzard this thing.
Then roll.
Somewhere Jack is shuddering,
4
having flashbacks.
plus.
I feel like there's a force to be reckoned with right now, and I don't like it.
Yeah, so these playing cards just like start cutting into him, like side after, like just like sliding as it does
Yep.
50 points of slashing damage.
Oh,
All right, and that's your turn, right? Or do you want to move?
It's,
Or anything else?
yeah, that's twist action, bonus action.
Okie dokie.
And I'll
Casual
put up
dress.
my little concentration bubble.
Thank you. And Kaz, this
Um,
giant wyvern's getting whirly-bird.
I'm gonna have to stay my ground, but I'm gonna look at the wyvern of 3. How far away is it from me? Like, it jumped on and tried to attack Alvarez.
It is exactly where it's
where it is?
standing. It's staying engaged with Alvarez.
I point my finger at it and it's like, Alvarez, don't focus on that one. I'll distract it by casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter on it. Also, why is my spell slots that low? I should have them up.
What am I? My eyes aren't looking. Where is it? It is a wisdom, I'm guessing?
It's a wisdom. DC 18.
I mean, it could win. Oh, look at there. It's not as fun as you thought it was. The wyvern seems preoccupied with Alvarez as your hideous laughter goes off. It screeches out a couple times and then it looks at you like you told the worst joke possible.
Damn. Ah, that would have been a good one.
I mean, looks at his channel points. Could get more interesting too, Freelance says. I mean, you do have channel points of your own if you want to reverse that, but anything else for your turn?
I'll reverse it.
So
I
you're gonna
want
buy.
this to be successful.
So you're buying disadvantage for the wyvern. All right, wyvern, show me you got it. Show me you got what it takes.
Come on! Oh
wow.
well.
Hey, look at there,
Wow.
guys.
I'm
Even channel points can't
dead.
save you in this game. I'm so sorry, but that is hilarious. Okay, so unfortunately, this wyvern just doesn't get the joke you're trying to tell. Anything else for your turn, my friend?
I really can't do anything else.
Oh man, no, don't get me wrong. I thought that would work out for you, and I was joking that it would pass again. All right, staying put then.
I can't cast the spell I want to get out of it, so yeah.
All right, so this wyvern comes down towards you, Pratt, and will make a claw and bite it, or claw and stinger.
Perfect. If it's coming down into melee range, do I get polearm master feat?
It enters your threat range, if that matters.
Yes, I would love to take my attack against it.
All right.
This is with the +1.
Yeah, that did not do anything, I'm afraid. All right. So does a 22 and a 26 hit?
Yes, both.
All right, we got to get you some armor. Take 13 slashing from the claws. Make a con save to avoid poison damage. It will be quartered if you succeed.
Okay.
Or might even be more than that. Hold on. Well, let me see what you get. I'll do the extra math here in a minute.
Con save.
I think it'd be 7-star if you succeed, Sid.
So 28 becomes half already, and then it'll become half again. So yeah, that'll be 7. So
in total, he only takes 30 damage.
30 points of damage, yeah. And the battle is ready on Stream Raider, so let's go ahead and get that going.
Okay.
All right. And that will finish its turn. And at the bottom of the turn order, as soon as you think you're going to get a chance to go, another loud screech hits the air as this one rolled very low to wind up at the very bottom. We'll do random. I don't see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. There's only like 4 targets it can really get to, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will go after Twist. Maybe let me see if it can get there. I don't think it can get there. If not, it's gonna go after Pratt. Oh wait, no, these things got good fly speed. So yeah, flies over here, engages on Alvarez and Twist, and it will go after Twist. So it comes down with the claw. Gets a 20. Stinger for 18.
See,
Yeah, I'm just waiting to make sure.
both of those hit regardless. All right, yeah,
Yeah,
both of those
all
will hit.
So claw attack 17. Con save, please.
Dip. Since the doctor has a free reaction, he's going to make that. He's going to make that a 19.
Oh, okay.
As
Gotcha.
with a flash of genius.
Flash of genius, fair enough. Now make it 14 on the poison damage. So 20 on the initial, or yeah, 20 on the initial, and then 37. Is that right? Yeah, I think that. Or
Well,
no, I
there
feel
was
like
a
I did that
17
wrong. 22.
slashing,
Yeah,
and
so
so 25 total slashing, and rounding down, that's a 14.
Yeah, 14 on the poison. Yeah, just subtract the circles. You'll be fine. Concentration check, I believe, is next. As it will be Pratt on deck.
All right.
So
Oh, he can go ahead and do that while I do
Yeah.
rolls.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So since this creature is now able to be hit, I'm going to use my glaive, which is +1 to this for the radiant weapon,
Hit.
and then I'm going to divine smite on top of it. Oh, come on! Or I guess just roll the radiant on that. And then I would like to use one of the charges on this weapon to blind the wyvern.
All right.
Wyvern.
That requires a con save from the wyvern, right?
If I remember correctly, yes.
Yeah, it was exactly what you needed on it. I was like, wow, because I looked at it, it was 22 points on that one. And yeah, this here, he only gets a 12. I think the DC is, what is the DC for that anyway, by the way, Twist?
Oh, you got it. You got it reversed, Pratt. It's if the target hits you, you use your reaction to make them take the save.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
I apologize. I apologize.
mean, yeah, you burned your reaction to do the Sentinel feat, so yeah,
Exactly.
All
To
right,
do
so
the full
we're
arm
good. We're
mastery,
clear. We're clear. We're clear then. All right, cool.
Okay.
Just give me the damage. Let's do it.
Alrighty. 13 and
One more.
There we go.
no.
So, gosh,
20?
what is that? 29 with the radiant.
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah,
top?
with the radiant. Yeah, missed the radiant. All right, cool. All right,
It'll
anything else?
be 31, since I don't think you put the +1s into your weapon.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, the +1s.
You know what? Drag a +1 version of your
31.
weapon
Thank
over.
you for that.
Yeah, just bring a +1 weapon of your
Okay.
version over and then delete it afterwards. Unless you go to buy
Okay,
one.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me make it easy.
So how much altogether then? Do I need to add 2 more points to the
31.
damage?
Yep.
All right, there we go. I'll just take off 2 more points. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, that'll do it.
All right. Doc, where are you going next?
This is kind of. I will ask for reference. Is this wyvern close to the ground? Like, is he
Yeah,
like
they are
flying toward the ground or like 5 feet above?
I would say there's probably like 5 feet below them, but still, they're floating there within threat range, so they're right there. Might be a little open space to kind of.
Well, I just think it's more like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
feel
I was mainly asking.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they would be up in the air just enough to start swinging and striking. So yeah, there's some empty space between if you want to try to take advantage of that.
It's like, Cazadress, does this happen every time since I've left?
No comment.
Just bares his fangs and bites into your skin.
No, that's what almost happened to me. Only this time it's from a friend. Ah!
All
Oh,
right.
come on, you've had this a million times already. As he just like walks over here for the time being.
Yeah, I just can't wait till you have to bite yourself.
Actually, no, he doesn't have to walk over there. He can walk over here.
Would get you out of attack range
he'll
on
stay
that
right
guy.
there. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that is attack range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In which case he'll just stay right there. Just we
Okay.
know he's underneath. We know he's
Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah. You're good. You're good. I get you. All right. So hanging out there, Alvarez.
Alright, since this guy, Wyvern 3 is within range of me, I'm taking a swing.
Okay. You didn't want to take advantage of a new feature for rogues since Tasha's. That hits though.
I don't know of the new feature.
It's called steady aim. Go ahead and roll damage though. You still hit. That brings it to 25.
Yep.
You wound this wyvern. It kind of like screeches in the air, kind of flaps, trying to deflect your blade, but you manage to get it in there and get some good poison or some pores of it, not poison, like pores of where you cut, kind of like opening up, dropping scales of its form. Anything else?
I would like to bonus action disengage.
Oh, there you go. That's a reason why you wouldn't want to do the other thing.
And I'm going to move back here.
Fair enough.
And in my turn.
Yeah, we're just gonna go after the wizard. This time we're coming in for a bite of our own. And then we'll try to get you with the stinger again.
Man,
12
these things is
piercing.
just like a real die.
Mm-hmm. Con save and then half of half whenever you get there. So 12 piercing from that, 15, we know 15, or 25, sorry. And then we'll see what this is. Alright, 25, 35, 40 points of damage with poison. 15 of that is poison damage. Or, yeah.
She'll take a total of 30 damage.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, 15 of it, which is poison. All right, that will finish Wyvern 2. For 3, what should we do? Should we? I mean, sure, Twist is there, but you aggravated this attack, so I think it's going to come after you, Alvarez. So it will land here and take its attacks on you.
Does Twist get an attack of opportunity?
No, it didn't get out of his range. Sorry.
Nope. 22 hits.
You only take 12 piercing as it comes down for a bite and gets a good chunk of you and then tries to swing in with the stinger, thinking it's got you held in place, but you slip out of the way and the stinger goes wide and almost hits Benedier. Benedier flaps up into the air and then rests once again on Castledress's shoulder.
And can I burn my reaction to uncanny dodge the bite?
Well, it doesn't take a reaction. You only take 6 piercing then.
Alright.
Alright, Twist, you're up. Does uncanny dodge? I can't remember. I think that's once per turn you
Alright.
can do it.
Right, Twist is going to use his action to cast Mirror Image on himself.
Oh, it's a reaction to use uncanny dodge. Okay, good. Mirror image. Go ahead and post that. Just
So
for
now
reference.
there are three Twists just standing in the same location.
Look at
Oh,
that,
right, you're
everybody got a
using green
boon.
for something else.
What's that? We got
Everyone
boons.
got a boon.
Oh no, what are you doing? Is this freelance is doing? I will take care
This
of
is
you
freelance
next.
is doing. Thank
All
you,
right.
Kronk.
All right, Kronk. I'll take care of you on Monday. All right, let me go ahead and start eating some cookie clusters. Let me get everybody to roll a d10 for me, and I'll get my Boon Bane list out too. Castledress, you get to roll with advantage on next attack, saving throw, or ability check. Pratt, gain all resistance for 1 hour. Alvarez, critical 20 on next dice roll. Twist, if you're hurt, take 25 HP. You just been healed.
So Pratt, you just become invulnerable.
Wait.
Basically,
No,
you're
that's
resistant
not
to
how that
everything.
works. That does not. No, it
No,
takes
no, I'm
half.
joking. I'm
What-
joking. I'm joking.
You
Takes
become
half
That seemed
damage.
like
Yeah, everything is half damage to you now, and if it's already half, it becomes quarter. So the poison resistance gets even better. I will allow that to stay,
Yeah.
just because of this boon. And the doctor already went through the hard work, right? So yeah, the
That's right.
magics of Kronk from afar managed to benefit the party and heal good old Twist up, and give everybody a little bit of a boon to help them out. All right, and let's see here. Where are we? Twist, did we finish our turn or no?
Oh no, not yet. Sorry.
No, by all
Uh,
means, finish then.
It's like I got distracted because I think I messed up the circles, or maybe it's correct. I can't quite see. Anyway,
Okay.
since I now with this particular bonus action, I will clarify what I'm actually doing. I'll now have the cards attack on opposite sides of the wyvern that they're currently across from, and now I'll
right.
actually roll with the sheet that I forgot we actually made.
Oh, okay, cool. 9 and 10.
So what's the AC again?
13 is the AC to beat.
Which one?
13
hear.
is what? 13
13?
is the AC.
Okay,
to beat.
13.
Looks like they all meet it.
Yeah, all of them hit plus 1 crit.
All right.
So that'll be 11d4 plus 40. Oh, I should probably remember to put the roll in there.
Was it 10 or 11 cards?
It's 10. It's just 1 crit, so I get an extra d4.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. Nah, okay, gotcha.
For
yeah, okay.
70 slashing damage.
Yeah, that wyvern was not long for this world. And
Yeah, so it's like, and also I hope everybody appreciates the fact that I named the attack Eliminate.
eliminate. So
Rather just once again just like slicing it up every which way and through, and then just I presumably just like falls in pieces to the ground.
I'm gonna roll something for myself here, just to describe gore or whatnot. Alright, so yeah, wings fall to the ground, the tail gets flung through the air, the belly gets flipped over sideways, the head gets severed off. This thing falls into large pieces and dies as its eyes roll over and the tongue rolls out. Does that end your incredibly
Alright, guys,
insecure
hopefully
turn?
you can stay out of puddle now. And that ends its turn.
I
Cancel turn.
appreciate that. I appreciate that twist. Alright. I know you didn't like my jokes, so I want to kick you out of here. To Wyvern 3.
Oh, okay, Wyvern 3.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see
out.
how. Now they are beautiful creatures. You know, they could probably make the save.
It would have been funny if they did, but
I would
Yeah, I know.
cry.
That's why I was talking about it. It's like,
I would cry.
all right. So you are concentrating on this banishment. So we'll give you a blue dot now.
Yep, and then I'm just gonna be like, alright, I'll re-bring that back after we kill this one over here.
All right. And then ends your turn, right? Pratt, the
Can't
battle
do anything
begins.
else.
Battle begins. We take a claw and a stinger after you. But we miss proficiently. Like, you got all this resistance and we don't even get to use it. 3 available targets for this wyvern that hasn't been touched yet. We'll go after the doctor. With a claw and a stinger. Doctor's AC is sitting at 19.
I actually didn't check doctors.
Yeah, it's 19, but no poison damage.
Yeah,
right?
I'll go ahead and shield the first one. Obviously, the second one will hit, and he'll just
So-
take 11 damage.
Yeah, 11 damage. Then there you go. Ching.
Gets stabbed. Doctor enjoys it. It's like, I like it a bit more in this spot here. The wyvern's like,
A
"The
little harder, please. Pratt, you're up before we get into too many sexual innuendos.
All right. Let's see here. I'm going to do the same. That's a +1 with the glaive.
Those both hit.
Perfect. And
Did you not bring a glaive +1 over?
oh, I did. I totally did.
Should have used that.
I'm so used to rolling off of that other sheet. Here we go. So
Alright.
that's 8.
21, 22, 23. 32.
And then
How do you want to do this?
yes, I want to, as I'm piercing through this wyvern, I just want to twist the blade and just stare at it and just be like, how does it feel to be pierced?
This winged creature kind of like shudders as its wings kind of like lose any flapping that it had to keep it afloat and starts to fall, and you can feel it crash to the ground the rest of the way as your blade just kind of like cuts into the chest. The wyvern falls over back over heel, like you can see it on its back as it lolls over.
Nice.
All right, anything, and that finishes your turn, or do you want to move?
Yes, I would like to move actually. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15. We'll go 20 here.
All right, and then it is Dr. Genome.
Yeah, just casually looking around after getting like a sudden high, just like
Oh,
oh, that was nice.
straighten up my back posture.
Right, then just moves over here. What was I doing before this? Right. As he as he just like walks over to Twist and then like, Doctor, what are you? Don't come here as he bites into his neck.
Yes, this is what we were
He has
all
to
waiting
role
for.
play.
He has to bite
He has
himself,
to
guys.
play. He has to fight himself. I don't
It's
like
like-
needles, Doctor. Of course you do. Don't lie to me.
No, don't disappoint me.
I
And
feel
with that, the
all
doctor just
gross.
ends his
Yeah.
turn where he's standing.
All right, Alvarez, you're up. The one behind you
Alright,
disappeared.
Yep, I'm gonna move here if I can,
Sure.
and I am going to attack.
Yeah, you kind of had to kick the head of the other wyvern off to the side, but yeah, you move in. 26 hits.
But that's actually a critical 20.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, yeah. So we'll double whatever you roll. So 30. My brain shut off. 58?
48.
48. Yeah, that's where I was at.
And then I'm also going to use the ability of my blade, the Disenchanting Strike. When you hit a creature with an attack using this weapon, you can fill the target with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. The creature ignores effect if it is immune to the frightened condition.
Alright. So next saving throw it makes, it has disadvantage, right?
Yes.
By the end of
Before
your
the end
next
of my
turn.
next turn.
Got it. Sounds
Mhm.
like that happens regardless, so you can always kind of like mention that. Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
This guy is banished. Twist, you're up. Are you there? Twist? Did we lose Mega?
Twist?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
didn't say
Hey,
anything.
Twist. Sorry about that.
He cut off for me briefly.
Discord being weak. Sorry, guys. Alright, Twist, you're up.
Okie doke. Well, Alright then, I guess as he's commanding the cards to make themselves in position around this other wyvern.
Oh, man.
I mean, they get both of them are flanking against everybody anyway, no matter what. But
Yeah,
uh,
I see this.
despite the weird positioning.
Yeah,
So
you're good.
And the command is to eliminate.
Of course it is.
So I believe
of 'em
all
missed.
but one hit. So
That
my
is
total.
correct.
Yeah.
Only one misses. He's gonna roll some bones.
For 58 slashing damage.
Definitely not having a good time with that as this thing slices in, piercing deeply, slashing deeply, getting blood from this thing to spill from all different laceration points. This creature is looking not long for this war, but still flapping its wings barely.
Alright, and then this will probably be the coup de grace for this one as Twist just casually moves over here.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to look this wyvern in the eye and he's going to sow a seed of paranoia into them as I need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
It has
At
disadvantage. Yep, I remember. Hey, I got a 6. What happens next?
Alright, so it's going to start thinking to itself like, oh no, they're after my eggs. They're after my eggs. And has to move 30 feet away
As a reaction or on
as
its
a
turn?
reaction. Nope, right now.
Fair enough.
It's
Why do
dissonant whispers.
Why do I feel like when you said they're after my eggs, they're after my eggs, the doctor goes like, I am after your eggs. How do you know?
It's going 30 feet up in the air.
And so if everyone would like, they could take opportunity attacks as I'm also rolling dissonant whispers damage.
Yep.
Roll your
I'm
dissonant
gonna
whispers first.
For 12 psychic.
Didn't even matter, guys. You guys all stab into this creature. If the 12 is more than enough, as it only had 4 HP left. And in its panic to try to lift up and go away, everybody strikes down at the dead corpse as it lands on the ground. Eagle spread to the ground. Blah.
Cassidy's too lazy to pull out her staff and just kicks it.
Eh.
Brad's like still trying to hack away at it and finally realizes we're done and he's like, oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah. I think you got
not
it.
done!
Alright, that ends Twist's turn.
That ends that for now. So, you ready to summon back
Oh.
Castle Dress?
Let me first move, because I'm tired of being surrounded by all of these wyverns. So I'm gonna take a step over this way, go like,
I forgot about the
give it a
banished
pat on
creature,
Alvarez,
so
go
we
like,
need to...
alright Alvarez,
Don't
It's gonna
forget
appear
to
right
move
now.
Bittidir.
I'm gonna move Bittidir, don't worry. I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
That would
But
be the ugliest death if like Bittidir getting hit by a stinger.
oh no!
no.
Oh no!
He lingers
That'd
for
be
a few
sad.
minutes before he actually fades.
But what I was gonna do is actually, take a step back, pat Alvarez on the shoulder, go like, alright, I'm gonna resummon it. Get ready! Go over, drop concentration, and immediately shoot it with a stone bolt. That's a 21. Since I do get advantage on my next attack, saving
Yep, that
throw
is
or
true.
ability check.
Yep, that hits. Did we finally see the spell do damage?
Yep, 29 piercing, and it needs to do a DC 18 check to not be knocked prone.
Oh, poor wyvern. It gets crashed to the ground.
And then Cassidy screams, "No!" and lets you guys finish it off. End of my turn.
Well, before any... Okay, that one's dead too. Alright, nope, Pratt, you're up.
I'm going to go.
Where is this thing?
Can
Okay.
I walk over this? Can I walk over this dead body?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna make the fast way. 10, 15, or 20, I think that is. And then I'm going to do what I do best.
Dang,
Plus,
you do
oh,
good.
yeah.
And you're using the right glaive this time.
Also, I
That's
Both hit.
right.
hit it with advantage.
Okay,
Mhm.
here we go. Boom.
Oh, especially
Boom.
hits with advantage because it's prone, right?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't matter anyway, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Math. Hard
I mean-
stuff. Is that
I mean-
radiant on the first attack?
Yes, it is.
Can you
Isn't
just
the
roll me
weapon
2 more
radiant
D8s?
anyways?
Roll it again.
Just, yeah, hit it again.
2 more d8s, gotcha.
Yeah, just roll it again. Or that works. Alright. 15... 27... 31... 39?
41.
41? Definitely some severe damage, but not enough to kill it.
Damn.
It is still flapping there, taking this wrecking crew of an attack that you've delivered upon it. If I'm not mistaken, you said you had Spearmaster, or what is it? The
Wait, that's right. You do have Polearm Master.
Yeah,
Use
if
your
you have
bonus action.
you have a bonus action to bap it with the D4 side of your weapon.
Oh yeah.
Do you not have that put in there? Or... No. You still have
it
to
doesn't
attack
allow
with
me
it.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
you-
have to
you still
probably.
gotta do
Oh,
it.
I see.
You're probably going to have to make an attack for it, but you still have to make an attack roll. So roll the glaive again. All right, so that'll hit. So then it'll be the 2 plus your strength modifier.
Strength modifier, which
It'll be a
is
total
4.
of 7.
Nice.
7. All right, yeah. Like every little bit
Yep.
counts, right? So it's still
Unless you want to smite
standing.
it.
Well, yeah, you have smites that you probably should have used on that natural 20. Still standing.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
Is that it?
Or did you want to apply a
yes.
smite to anything?
Can I apply? Because the first one had the radiant damage that was natural. That was a divine smite that I did. Can I
thought-
add that to this? Another
If
one,
you-
I guess, is what I'm at.
Well, no, what I'm asking is, did you actually use Divine Smite, a spell slot? Because I thought that Radiant was coming off of that weapon, wasn't it? Or am I imagining
No,
that
that
wrong?
was a divine smite spell
Oh, okay.
slot.
Never mind then.
used.
Never mind then, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I do need to hear that claimed, just because, you know,
Oh,
it
I
requires you to...
apologize. Yep.
Yeah, because it's like casting a spell, basically. So yeah, just make sure
Right,
you do
makes
that for them.
sense.
It's okay, we're good. Alright, does that finish your turn then? It is still there. Not for long, but it's there.
Yep.
Dr. Genome, you want to KS?
Nah, Genome is just going to. Actually, he's literally standing right next to a corpse, so he's just going to start preparing equipment to extract their poison sacs. You can
Fair
skip
enough.
his turn.
Fair enough. Alvarez.
All right, I'm going to use an item interaction to put my blade away and pull back out my bow,
Alright.
and use bonus action for steady aim.
Hey. I'm just
So
glad
it'll be
it's
a
getting
normal
used,
roll.
guys.
That would be a normal roll.
Yeah, straight roll because it's on the ground.
Yep.
Is this
Still
where
hits.
Alvarez is actually trying to show off?
Fire an arrow into the air. It hits. Show me the damage. And with that, my friends, you finish off the final wyvern. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
With the shot, it comes loose and just right through the eye.
It
Pratt gets splattered with a little bit of eye juice.
so like it looking at you, Pratt, and then it's looking like it's about ready to reel and retaliate against you since its turn was about to come up. Then all of a sudden you see this wooden splinter just kind of like splat right into the eye socket, and then you're just sprayed with white goo from the eye, and then the creature just kind of like limps over and falls backwards and dies. Blah. Well, I mean, it was already on the ground. Didn't have far to go, did it?
Brett.
And that, my friends,
Gonna wipe
ends
the eye
combat.
juice from my armor.
Do you think that's all of them? Or do you think we might need to go find the nest and then possibly find their eggs in the afterlife wyvern? No, not my egg!
Turned out it was a male.
That was the exact thing I was worried about!
I don't know why I was worried about eggs. I didn't lay any.
Well, I'm not leaving without my sack. See,
Make a survival doctor.
also, just because unfortunately he only has level 3 spell slots right now, at least to cast it, he casts Enhance Ability Wisdom on himself, and we'll make it Alvarez.
All right.
All
He just like points a pistol in the air and it starts releasing an aerosol, and
would
it
you
goes
like
up the
help
doctor's
carving?
nose, and then also goes up Alvarez's nose.
Nice.
wrong character sheet.
If we can, I could try to find the nest with a spell.
And then +5 for a 23.
All right, you're able to acquire the stinger, and I believe you can extract like what are you using to carry? Like, do you have like, I don't know, files or a big old bottle or mason jar or something you could have brought?
Believe it or not, he is currently carrying 19 empty vials.
All right then, I would say you fill up at least 10 of them. You would have probably gotten more out of this
Doctor's
one,
just thinking to
but...
himself like,
Yeah.
I just want to imagine just like, it's just like, someone's doing shots tonight.
Shots.
No, but in actual seriousness, the guild might get some use out of this.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Anybody else doing anything here?
That's why I was just asking. It's like, do you think we should go find the nest? Because there might be more, or we at least need to make sure that it can't come back, right?
You know, I've never tried wyvern eggs before.
Might be tasty,
Can you?
especially with some maple syrup.
Would it even be possible to eat it? Because they're poisonous. Wouldn't the eggs be poisonous too?
Dr. Genome just looks at you.
Your point?
What?
Question mark?
Does anyone know where they might be roosting? Because I could cast a spell where I could see above. I have a spell that could do that.
You literally have a bird that could do that.
You do.
I can do both. That's my goal.
She's
But I
asking
will
you
mean,
guys, I
figure
can't
out.
help.
Alvarez also has exceptionally good eyesight for the next hour.
Then, would you like me to help you out, Alvarez? I could try to. You could figure out where they might be at, and I could confirm it.
What, are you gonna like levitate me or something?
I could.
Levitate him. Do it. Her.
I'm peer pressure. She doesn't handle it well.
Do
Send-
you resist?
Send her up. Send her up.
All right, time for uppies.
So Alvarez
See?
does not resist, and floats
Nope.
upward 20 feet at a time. I guess give me a perception check at this point. 21. Within the vicinity of where you could see, and you're pretty sure you could see pretty well here, there doesn't seem to be like a nest, a roost around this vicinity directly. You can make... I don't know if these things are of nature. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, you can make a nature check if you want to kind of like surmise some information.
All right, let me go back normal. Nope.
Yeah, it's just no nest out here. You can't come up with a reason why. Must be further away from this location.
I think we need to go further, guys.
As you swim back down.
Yep,
You reach the ground.
air swimming down.
Yeah.
If they're not here, actually, which direction did they fly from? Flum. Yes, flums are in my brain.
Well, they seem to flum at us from all directions.
Hey, it's
Mm,
like, was there a main direction though?
I mean, the first one came from north. But then, like he said, from all around right after that.
Then maybe we just keep heading that direction. Maybe they like to roost up high. I don't know.
You can make nature checks who haven't made one already if you want to try to surmise the nature of these beasts, of why they don't have a nest nearby.
I'm a little
This won't be
better.
too good, but
Of course.
Of course,
will
the
get it.
doctor.
Of course.
That. So Twist
Okay.
rolled a 20.
Oh,
I forgot to
Okay.
switch things.
Okay. Alright, let me know.
The
what
other
you know here.
one, Doctor gets a 13.
Alright, so Twist and Pratt, apparently they were out on a hunt. They were looking for food. So, yeah, it's probably natural that they would fly further away from the nest in order to hunt. If that one got away, it might have showed you the right direction in which way to go, huh?
Well, looks like they were just on the prowl for something to eat. I don't think we're going to have any more answers from these beasts.
Then it sounds like we might just have to keep looking around. But then that also means, and kind of like looks at Alvarez, kind of like with a nervous face, we'll have to look for the 4 figures.
I'm sure they'll show themselves before long.
Does anyone require treatment? As he bares his fangs again.
No,
Looks
I'm
at-
good.
Kaz just looks at the gaping hole in her stomach. I can do a pick me up. No,
And-
to self. Cast mage armor.
so funny. Let's see, where did I... Do I not have that thing on here anymore? Oh, there it is. It's like a...
Nom 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 nom.
So, making sure the mod's correct there. Yep, it is. So, Kaz address, you get just Dr. Genome, just like wipes his mouth and bites you into your neck again, and you get 19 points of healing.
Robs her neck. Does it always have to be the neck, doctor?
Well, there are a few other places.
Nope,
But
nope, I'm not
most
doing that
of my
again.
patients
I'm
have.
not doing that
been-
again, doctor. I'm not doing that one again.
Yes, you were one of them that complained, yes.
All right, my
Anyone
friends.
else?
Pratt was like, he just looks, he's like, nope, 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 nope. I'll heal myself, thank you. I don't need any more bites.
Suit yourself.
Alvarez.
I'm good. I don't need any bites on the neck.
Very well, then.
As he just starts wandering back over to the cart. Probably thankful that their one means of transportation wasn't killed during the fight.
Would have been sad. They would have killed Peanut.
It
Or
was
now.
on. It was
I
on
wanted to
the.
name them now.
It was on the thing. It was definitely an option.
Are you doing okay now? Now is a very shy horse.
I didn't know who you were talking to. I thought you were asking someone who was around you. The horse just kind of like shuffles around like nothing happened.
See? He enjoyed that.
Either that
Kazadras, did you name the horse now. Yes, Gazadlas, I must ask about. What is the name you gave Siswan?
To answer your question, Doctor, no, I didn't give the horse the name now. I gave it about an hour, like 8 hours ago. Yes, I named the horse now. I wanted to do Peanut, but for some reason in my head, now it's a perfect name.
So
You
will
can name
that
it
not
Peanut.
get confusing after a while?
I know, how about now? Are you confused?
The horse starts off with the carriage.
And so it goes. As Twist starts running off and like hopping in the back.
No, you're able to catch up to the carriage, get in, and continue your adventure further along the road. I don't think I have a map
Alright,
that is
Bididir.
hills, do I?
Bididir, will you fly around? Maybe see some eggs, like big wyvern eggs. Like huge eggs. Not like the eggs you've seen before. Will you let me know?
Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
As in, who cares?
Well, now it does.
Alright.
But I'll see you. Bye, Brad! Oh, you're gonna blast the. Oh, I thought you said you were going by. I did the rest of it. I'm sorry.
No,
Ah,
he
I
is
feel
leaving.
awkward now.
No, that was him saying bye. Reread that.
Oh. Oh,
Brat,
I
you're heading out?
misread it again.
Okay,
I have
I must-
terrible reading skills. But
It's
yeah,
okay.
no. Bye, Brad. Thank you for joining.
Alright, my friends. As you guys continue to make your way northward for the most part, is there anything you guys want to do while the journey is starting over again?
Making our way downtown.
Gazadlas,
Yes? What's up? Kind of like just putting band-aids on her boo-boos. Hi.
I've never quite heard your sort of name before. Were you named after your someone?
Cazatris? Uh, if my memory serves me well, I think I was named after my dad, but I'm not really sure about that either. It's a little bit foggy.
So, foggy in what way?
Well, I don't really know my dad. I don't even actually remember what he looked like. I know my mom, but like, if, as far as I remember, we never really talked about him.
You never discussed your farsia with your mosia?
No, she, like, you know, the best way I could describe it, she wasn't a great lady. It was a long time ago. Like, most of the time I spent my time with Bididir, my master that helped me become a wizard.
Wait, hold on, let me get this straight. Is that his bearded ear? Points to the owl.
Yeah,
And
that
since there was also another bearded ear.
Yeah, that's Bididir. They used to go by a different name, but Bididir said it'd be wiser for me to hear his name on that, you know? But I know their original name was something else. I don't remember it from the top of my head. I know Bididir's wife was involved. But basically though, I was really young with my mom, and I remember that she didn't like me to go outside that often. But all I remember was that when Bididir took me from my mom, he did it because she was gonna try to keep me there. I don't remember why. I might have been. I don't know. It's weird. I don't remember this. It's for some people it's so natural to remember their childhood.
I see.
I do want to ask though, like, why'd you call me Mori? Is that something that you say in your country? Nice people that you like, or something like that?
Mm. It was, how shall I put it? But I shall call it a confirming phrase.
Confirming phrase.
Yes, a phrase that I said in order to confirm one thing or another.
Oh, so I say the same thing to you, or would that be okay if we did the same thing with Alvarez? Like Alvarez, would you be okay if we did something that would make Twist more comfortable if we said Mori as well?
I mean, I guess. Mori?
Mori?
Like Twist is pinching the bridge of his nose, but just like, you know what, Xiao.
Yay!
Also,
Strange
now
you have-
that
Oh, go ahead.
I'm thinking about it, like turning to the both of them. Are you single name holders, or do you come from lineages with last names? Just gesturing to the both of them.
Oh, my case, I have last names. It's Buzin.
Yes, I was aware of yours, but Alviris, I don't believe I've ever heard yours.
It is
Huzzah.
Frayne.
Oh,
Alviris Flame.
I
Kazadles Vuzen.
actually didn't know that. That's a pretty name.
And just like turning to Alvarez, my condolences.
For what?
I think you know what.
A look of confusion.
It
Look,
matters not. It is, as they say, what is past is past.
Well, I kind of do love that we're getting to know each other more. Like, I don't know, Twist. I have a question for you. I know you
That
like.
question will be?
I know you like playing games. I also know like that you like to get to know people because I know you always ask a lot of questions. But what about you? What's your, you know, family like kind of thing? Like I know we talked about it, but I was meaning more like, where are you from? What'd you do? What was your favorite thing you liked to do when you were a kid?
My family is dead.
She just has like an open mouth of like, oh shit.
Does your mom let you eat all them sweets? My mom's dead.
Kind of like just slowly goes like crumples up into a ball and just says, sorry.
Oh, you need not be sorry.
How much did you make off of them?
Raises an eyebrow. What?
Uh, well, I just assumed that you might sell out anybody. But you have proven useful.
Just crosses his legs. I appreciate the compliment, but I never add the pleasure.
The horse
Let's
continues
change
on.
the topic. Yep, let's continue on. No! You're a good boy. But, well, I will say that, well, you're still welcome with us. Like, you definitely have proven that you're not here for anything malicious, you know?
So I do believe I've more or less made it clear my associations with the guild and certain members.
Oh, that's why I'm saying you're okay in my book. Hold on, let me pull up my book. Pulls out a book. Picture of Twist. Writes okay on the side. There we go.
So I do hope that you haven't lost my small gift.
Oh no, I haven't lost it. I put it right by where I got Alvarez's thing. Pops out pocket that's like in between her robes, right by her like rib area. And it's like pulls out the silver token and card.
Alvarez, why don't you...
Guys.
Alvarez, perception check.
Oh, go ahead, Star.
You just need a perception from Alvarez, and you can continue. Alright. As you're having your conversation with Twist and talking in the book, Alvarez, out of the corner of your eye, you could have sworn you've seen a orc atop of a dire wolf just kind of like dart off in the far distance. We're talking about 45 feet away from the road, and they're kind of like darting back away from you. If you wanted to, you could probably take a pot shot at them.
You know, I think I will try that. And I will miss.
I mean, you could buy yourself advantage if you want.
So I can get back into the stream. I was still headed up, don't worry.
You closed my stream? How dare you? Well, you gave me your donation, so it's all good. All right.
We believe in you, Alvarez.
I don't.
Oh, Alvarez.
We believe
No.
too hard.
Hey, Alvarez, there's a bonus action you could have taken.
Yeah, I could have steady aimed, but
Would you like
I was
to? And
also
I'll
in a
just...
moving vehicle.
Yeah, well, I mean, that doesn't stop
I'm
you
just
from
saying
being
I was
steady
in a
aim.
moving vehicle.
That only keeps you from moving, not the vehicle.
Okay, I will take one more pot shot.
Yeah, like I'm trying to throw you a bone
Steady
here,
aim.
but... There you go, okay,
I
that hit.
believe.
That's a little better.
That'll hit. So go ahead and hit that orc with everything you got.
Without the
And so all of a sudden you see Alvarez just pop up, and then we hear a loud, and then a dire wolf howling and then running off even further away. You can see the dire wolf without a rider, and Alvarez, you can confirm the kill.
Wait, what happened, Alvarez? Kind of like just startled.
This
I
music is
saw
too
an orc.
happy.
And I am going to leap from the carriage.
Wait, Alvarez kind of like to see them or her leap out of it.
Not going to lie, this is new. Alvarez being excited for murder as he just like hops out of the carriage as well.
Yeah.
Where are you three going?
Or has to slowly pop out of the cart because she's wearing a dress. So it's not like easy to pop out of it. It's like, hold on, Hold
You marry
All right.
I'm
Poppins
just
out.
gonna yell back to the doctor that I'm hunting orcs.
on.
You,
Get me
Wow,
a
Alvarez,
blood
did you-
sample.
Hold on, Alvarez. You're really way too fast.
You quickly make it to where you saw the body land, and you see an orc. Tribal getup. He's got like a necklace around his neck made out of bones and teeth and stuff. No shirt, just half shorts. It seems like fur garments down below, and a great axe and a bow on his back. But he did not get to use either of those.
I would like to make a history check.
What?
You say for what?
Well, I will ask for what, but go ahead and make a history.
I'm
Turn
just
down-
trying to see if any of the garb would look familiar to me, and it does not.
All right. I was also trying to remember what my group of orcs I have hiding out here. I feel like I've had a descriptor for these guys before, and I completely lost track of where it went. So I'll just wing it. But yeah, they have like various teeth and bones. Like there's like several teeth, and then like a almost looks like a chicken leg bone in between the two. The iconography of its setup doesn't seem familiar to you either. It's representation of their tribe, or this guy just had a different decoration style to who he was, or maybe he was falsely decorated so that nobody could tell who it really was.
Alright.
Like these thoughts are all swimming through your head.
Twist is going to kneel down and examine the necklace.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to make a check on it, or?
Almost because like you said, it was made out of like bone and
Oh.
teeth and stuff like that. But like, was it adorned with anything?
Yeah, go ahead and give it a good once over with an investigation.
I just know that while that happens.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Very
It's just-
pretty.
Yeah, well,
Or very
if you,
tasteless.
if you
No, not
like
pretty. It's the
teeth-
opposite of that.
If you're Shella, yeah, that's a pretty necklace. But for anybody else, that necklace is just grotesque. The teeth don't look like they all come from the same beast. It's a mixed match. And the bone in the center just does not give you any center of gravity of what it could mean. Sorry, Cass, what were you saying?
I was just gonna be like, trying to catch my breath and be like, Alvarez, you really shouldn't be running on your own like that. Like, what happens if you just ran into something?
I do what I always do when I get in trouble. Yell and run away.
No, I get that, but I really don't want you to get hurt. But I'll help you look. I'll help you look around.
I mean,
Let's see.
it was on a dire wolf, and maybe if we could track it.
I mean, that won't be too hard for me. Which direction did you see the dire wolf run?
I don't know.
Survival!
Did it?
It's heading eastwardly, a little north, but mostly east.
I will point in that direction.
He points in a random direction that is north and east.
North and east.
She will switch out her stabs, pulls out the staff of the underworld denizen, that is a black matted metal, and will cast from the staff itself a free spell called Clairvoyance. And I will basically put it at its max range to see if there's anything there. Like, it won't be able to move, anything like that, but I can try to spot if there's like a camp in that direction. Like, feel free to
Okay.
read it, Star, too,
No,
because I want to make sure
I'm
doing
making sure.
something
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Definitely doing that. Sorry for being quiet. I'm
No,
just
don't
looking
feel bad. I was just
for.
making sure.
Okay, range is 1 mile. Okay. Uh, Alright, so you send the sensory about a mile ahead to get a bead on anything in that direction. You see more like the forest that you're currently roaming through, which is kind of like known as the hunting grounds per se, starts to thin out a little bit, and it's not quite out of the woodworks yet, but you can kind of see like blending of grasslands before there becomes several hilly formations within the grasslands that kind of like create a whole bunch of waves of hills. As far as like detecting this creature, it probably hasn't made it there yet. If
I wasn't
it's
trying to
gonna
detect
cross.
the creature itself.
All right, just
I
kind of
was
like.
trying to see if, if there's anything, if it's running to that direction, if there's anything between that creature and that direction. Plus, it stays up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like why I was mentioning it at the moment, unless you want to keep an eye on it for the entire 10. But yeah. Anything else?
Probably just going to be like focusing on the spell and just telling them it's like.
Do you want to ask me questions about the area so that we can like fill in any blanks that we might have between each other?
Yeah, like, do I not see any like war totems? No, or like any man-made
indication
paths?
of
Yeah, any indication of works, really.
no
Any
paths, no tribal iconography. No, there's nothing like that.
Okay.
It would seem like, just from a guesstimation, that if they have a camp or anything, it might be further away from the forest.
Then what I will do is I will stay concentrating the spell until if I see that creature kind of run by, it'll
All right.
confirm that it's running back home.
All right. So
and I'll
while
basically be vocalizing that to Alvarez.
All right. So what are you guys doing in the meantime?
So I guess she's going to be like cease for a while.
I mean, if only I could sniff it out.
Well, I suppose that you could, but I don't imagine you would want to leave Cazadress behind.
She could ride.
But maybe not in set position, as I don't think she can hear us. Or see us.
I'm just imagining while they're saying that she's like cross-legged.
Well, she
like,
can switch between
holding a
seeing.
staff. But that's also why I was just going to mention like.
She probably should have said something before doing that, huh?
Yeah.
I never thought Cazadress was a meditative type.
She is a lot quieter.
Seems really rough.
All right. So I imagine you guys are like carrying Cass back or something, or what's the situation? What are you guys doing for this 10 minutes? Back to the car to continue, or?
I think back to the cart and continue.
Okay, just making
Just
sure.
let me know, Star, if I see any creatures running that direction.
Yeah, I'm kind of pacing the time at the moment, so I'm just kind of like letting them get a 10 minutes worth of stuff done, and then I'll let you know if anything hits before the conversation ends. So right now you're just kind of like paying attention. You see a bird fly by. Then you see a giant eagle fly by. And you see a giant eagle fly by with a bird in its claw.
Oh, poor birdie.
Then you see a giant rock fly by. And then you see a giant rock fly by with a giant eagle in its claw.
Oh no.
The circle of life.
And
It
then you
only
see a
is a
dragon fly by. And
I
you
mean,
see
I
a
was getting
dragon with a
there.
rock
I
in
was
its
getting, I was getting there, but I figure I'd give you a moment to digest that before I got there. What color?
Nature's
Hard to tell.
scary, guys.
All right,
Nature's
so
scary.
it
I
is.
mean,
Damn, nature, you scary.
Yeah.
If it is circle of life, what happens to the rock? Falls dead.
The rock died to the dragon.
Oh.
Well, we just told you this.
Oh no.
And then the dragon lives forever.
Yeah, because it's a dragon. Like, come on. Get on my level, it says. But no. I will say, like, you do see a little bit of, like, hunting and preying between the creatures. Definitely see some fawn and deer just kind of, like, dodging out of the forest. Probably being trailed. And then eventually you kind of, like, make out a pack of direwolves that kind of, like, been sniffing that trail. And they seem to be chasing down the deer. It's not easy to ascertain if that was a... Actually, give me a perception check. Because it's still a sensory item. It doesn't give you everything. Yeah, these dire... Okay, so, like, what I imagine, like, this orc might have had, like, very thin bands that you might have been able to see, but you don't see anything like that. No saddling or any kind of construction to kind of, like, indicate a bridle or anything on these things. So either he barebacked or this is a totally different direwolf altogether. And they're in a pack and they seem to be hunting down fawn and deer and venison, as it were.
So in other words, really, I'm not getting anything right.
Yeah, for the most part. You do know there are more direwolf in the forest. Like, that verified that there are packs that, you know, maybe these orcs are hunting down for their own use and taming them, if anything. But you do know that this forest has a pack roaming.
I'll drop the concentration on this spell and be like, damn, couldn't see it. It does make sense that this forest is their home, though. There's a bunch of dire wolves, but that doesn't really help us.
Well, we can always try it into method.
And
run away.
I'm good at that. Not the screaming part, but the running away part.
If only Althea was here, we could speak with Dad. Or any cleric.
So come on now, Velis. Did you not like it the first 2 times I used it on you?
Are you turning Alvarez into a puppy again?
God.
Twist is just getting... Twist is just smirking at Alvarez. And kind of like giving him a mischievous look in his eyes.
I mean, then you can go on the hunt for orcs, couldn't you?
Come on, Alvarez, you're pretty
I
in a
mean-
full form.
I mean, I do have a nice coat.
And if you turn into one, I'll give you pats. Would you like that?
Sure.
They sure are
yes,
taking
I
a
will
while,
not
Doc.
resist if I will not resist if you make me go direwolf.
Where is my orc's blood?
Shouting
Yeah.
from the car.
Over here, doctor! You didn't give me a vial! He always complains about me, and then I always say, you never give me a vial, and he stops bothering me about it.
I didn't ask you this
Twist
time,
just,
Castle Dress. Sorry, go ahead.
Twist
That's
just
your-
pulls out a playing card, and it just starts spinning around you, Alvarez, and you morph into a direwolf.
I think you have access to the direwolf still.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and drag it over. Apparently, it's going to become handy.
Ard.
Okay. Done and done.
It's already
Got
on
it.
the map.
All right. Go ahead and get that stream raiders done. Oh wow, we kind of... I forgot to put down troops. Oops.
jumps on to Alvarez a little bit, going like, "Oh, right."
Twist gives
Speaking-
him scritches on the ears.
Speaking of
Does,
another
like, big
person
scratch
riding
I.e.
on
their back.
inspiration.
Big scratches on shoulders.
Alright, should I make a perception to sniff out?
Yes, you may.
So you can decide to add the D8 if you think it fails, Star.
Oh, I'll let him decide. It is an 18.
You know what? Just to be on the safe side.
Fair enough.
No.
You sniff over the body of
26.
the orc that's on the floor, just trying to get like separate scents that you could kind of like trace with. Suddenly you get a bead, but it's going directly east of you.
Alright, so I've got both of them on my back.
I don't know. Do you twist? Do you get on?
Dr. Al, we are going to be lighting off. The orc body is over there, so.
As he just hops behind Khazadress on the direwolf.
Wait, where are you? What? Are you just leaving me with the horses?
Doctor,
Eh.
you get to know now.
Ed Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt's
Yes,
staying
because he's such good company.
behind.
Now,
Hey,
now
doctor, I
be
could be
nice to
great
the doctor.
company. Doc, would you like to hear about my brothel? It's gonna be a wonderful experiment.
I used to be a soldier.
Do you know any female Yuan-Ti?
You know, doctor, if I could get you a lady in your shape and size, I bet I could fit her right. Anyway, we'll let Pratt play his character when he comes back next week. Anyway, we'll move on from there. Fade to black. Whoop. So the direwolf hunt begins, and the scent was very, very minute. Like, you definitely needed that 8 to add to it, but you start to pick up on it. Your snout gets a big whip. You start to get more and more of the scent. And you start dancing and prowling and dodging trees, and your movement just keeps going and going and going and going and going.
I will also have Bididir fly 150 feet up into the air, kind of like being a bird's eye view while we travel.
What is Benedir's maximum
Like-
speed? With dash.
If I remember correctly, birds are pretty damn fast.
Well, I'm just
Oh, yeah,
checking
like,
because
60
direwolves are
or-
fast too.
So they could
think-
travel 120 feet if they dash.
They have a 60-foot fly speed.
So they're faster than the direwolf.
Yep, they
Alright.
can stay ahead of me.
Alright, fair enough. Just barely. Alright.
Alright, Bididir. I trained you to do this. If you see creatures that we're heading to, you heard the whole conversation. You're a smart bird. Just fly in a circle.
Well, I wasn't planning for this, but we might end the scene on here so I can do some more planning next week. You continue for a good 5 minutes, and the trail is still going, like it is still further away. 6 minutes, 7, 10, 15. It starts to get a little bit stronger. You're getting further and further away from where you left the doctor. Judging from the scent and how it's getting stronger at this instance, you figure it might be another 10 to 15 minutes along the way to get to wherever this scent is the strongest, if this is like the intensity of how it's coming on. Do you make any indication that you want to keep going, or you're just going to go?
You know, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna start patting the ground.
Oh, did you find a girl? Did you find a girl? Kind of like giving pats to, Alvarez.
I'm patting the ground and I just start growling and pointing in the general direction east still.
I think she found it.
Listen, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We've already made our way out here.
How about I send Bididir out ahead of us so that at least they can fly over, check where it is, and fly back, so that we don't risk accidentally jumping into their camp or something, if there is a camp.
Famous last words of a wizard with a familiar. It's like, yeah,
Hold
that's
on,
the
hold on,
confirmation
hold on.
that Alvarez has.
I forgot. Oh, sorry, Alvarez. I'm sorry. Mind links. It's like, what was that again?
To be fair, you have the mental capacity of a direwolf.
Oh,
Orc.
Yeah,
Orc?
short words. You can use short sentences. And you refer to yourself as this one.
This one smells orc. Not far from here.
we'll make sure to get what you want there, Alvarez. We'll take care of it. You'll get the chance. Gotta give him pats.
Alvarez.
Yes, that's your name. I hope you haven't forgotten that.
It's not that you
Okay, so
forgot
you're a
your
woman
name.
direwolf, just so you know.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
that would
that
have
you
been very
forgot.
awkward.
Yeah, it's not that you forgot your name or anything. It's just like, if it helps, like there's
Okay,
some reading that
fair.
I've done before where people who took wolf form, they always use the terms like this one to refer to themselves and their pack and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that direwolf
Okay.
mentality making speech now.
So
So
I will send Bididir over to the direction that Alvarez is patting the ground and pointing to.
Red Rover, send Bididir right over.
Send the snack.
Beware, they
Sorry.
are also 150 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm. Longbow range was
Orcs,
what again?
the orcs don't need to worry about air cockroach. They're all dead. That's just an
No,
owl.
you know what? They're still paranoid as fuck though. You know, it's just from that
They're
distance, it could be
worry
one.
about an owl.
Anything with wings has to go. I don't know why you think this. How do you think they stay extinct? You just keep going until they're all gone, even the ones that may look like them.
Fine. And
But
I'll just
anyway.
say they're 100.
This is why there are no Aarakocra!
Oh dear
It
God,
wasn't just the
flies!
human
Kill it!
races, it was the orc race as well. It was a secret pact. We must eliminate them all. We cannot have these flyers. They cannot be used for evil. Anyway, the Benedict goes flying off. Like, he's gone for a while. Either way, whether he makes it or not, he is gone for a while because she told him to go on ahead until he sees something, right? Confirming.
Right?
Alright. So, Benedict flies. What are we doing at the moment, though? We know for a fact this one does not know the full distance is anywhere close. If you want to get closer, you can definitely do so.
How about this? Why don't we try to go a little slower so that we could be stealthier?
Sounds good to me.
To this
That
one.
should not be it. Oh, right, no. I cannot use
This
this
one.
conversation.
I shall exit out of this conversation.
Sorry, Twist. They can't understand what they're saying. I have a spiritual bond to them. Oh God, I sound like it's gonna backfire.
So,
Okay,
so say already proposed?
Wait, what?
That seems very sudden, not going to lie to you.
Alright, quick question for me to you.
I mean, the
Would you
first
guys...
time they pretended to do it. I learned that eventually. I think it's because we had a druid that was telling me it's like, yeah, this is what they're doing.
So,
But,
here's a
you know,
suggestion
like,
from DM to player, if I may. How about we come back to this
Wait.
next week? We just end a little early because, you know, we only have so many players. Maybe we'll have most of our party back next week. And then I'll have more time. Because, I'll be honest, I did not consider the fact that we would be hunting orcs because I did not know you would take that thing with the main intention being orcs. But I will definitely give it to you next week in full color if you want to do that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I was just setting it up so it's like
Hmm.
if we do like have an idea of like intentions in the very beginning, like my intention would be like we wait for Bididir for any info so you can set up the map and then we
Mhm.
all stealth.
Right. All right. So that's what we'll do.
So
Yeah. So as the scene for tonight's or today's session kind of like comes to a close, and we'll come back to this next week. We kind of like watch as Benadir continues his flight until he just kind of like fades from the current view, and then we'll pick up next week on what Benadir sees and what's actually in the location that we're heading towards. So with that, join us. Like if you're watching us for the first time, you're like D&D, wow, a lot of fun. I wish I could play. You can. This one particularly requires a sub to the Twitch channel and then join our Discord, !Discord. Link Twitch to Discord, and you get special sub-only chat functions in the Discord. Give you information, take a survey, join the game, and actually join the voice chat whenever we're playing this game in particular. Starts at 12 p.m. Central on Sundays. Tomorrow night we go back to Alsperia, Trails to the Pass, and that starts at 7 p.m. Central, so join us for that. We are heading to Jillian Cove, and I need to talk to Croc about one of his siblings, so we're going to have fun figuring out what's going on in Jillian Cove. Wednesday, we are going to the Mines of Fandelver, guys, and I am playing a Tabaxi Rogue as Lexi. Darkmoon is going to be our DM for that, so, you know, giving our community DMs and mods a chance to, you know, take the wheel while I take the player seat for a while. Then we got Friday, which is our open role play. If you haven't joined that, you should definitely give it a shot. !RP in Twitch chat, !Discord, join the Discord. That one starts at 5 p.m. Anybody can play as long as you bring your manners. Prefer you to be over the age 18 and just have good common sense that if you make a character, let's keep it neutral and better, okay? Let's get the evil people out of the game because it's kind of hard to run that on a very open scale. But other than that, you can join us again next week, Sunday at 12 p.m. on this channel, or this here game, sorry. And Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is my days off. If I'm not streaming here, I'm probably streaming over at We Rise as One. And been playing some No Man's Sky and Swords of Legend Online as it's still in beta. And I think that's all of my announcements. Yeah, I think that's it. Nothing new. We did that charity. That week's over. I don't have to announce that anymore. All right, you guys. Why don't you say good afternoon to Twitch and Facebook?
Good afternoon, Twitch and Facebook.
Tonight.
oh my god, really? Can't do
Yep.
my big
Yep.
bye.
Yep,
Alright.
yep. Try again.
No, I said night! There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Stupid
There you
night.
go. There you go. You got it eventually. All right, and with that, my friends, do you hear the calling? The chaotic calling. Stay tuned. We're gonna go raid somebody. I don't know who. You know what? You need some culture. I'm gonna go raid Rachel Violin. Rachel Grace Violin. Well, we're actually going to be raiding Farah instead. So we'll raid Farah Violin, say hi to her, and ask her if she hears the calling.